Well, darn it. That's not nice, is it? I have to wait to get in? Maybe this is why I should keep to my schedule on Thursdays. Anyway, greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekmak. This is Final Fantasy Dawntrail. We're going through the Dawntrail main scenario, or at least we would be if we could actually get into the room. Okay, that's better. Hurry, Post Moogle, you're losing all your letters! I did actually stop to have... yesterday I logged in and had a look at what they call dream fitting, where you get to check out all the stuff that they put up on the online store. There is actually a lot of good stuff there, it's just not stuff I think suits Ibuki. Sorry. So back to Gunbreaker because we need to actually be able to do stuff. The Shape of Peace. Where is it actually? Tuliolo, so we just walk out the door. So for a reminder, we need to find someone to become a pot sworn for the Moblins in order to win our trophy here. And unfortunately, everyone else has an easy time with it, except maybe Bakul Jaja. But Wuklamat remembered, oh wait, there's that Elizin guy that we met earlier. And it turns out that he would be willing to see us, he would be willing to become a pot sworn, simply for the fact that it'll help Wuklamat win and he doesn't want to see a war happen. And her stance has been very anti-war. Anyway, where is everyone? Sorry for keep everyone waiting. Is that you? You're all set to go? Is that it? You're all set to go? I left Eorzea, prepared to travel in search of work, so I had few belongings to begin with. Bidding farewell to my fellow artisans took rather a lot of time, however. Again, I appreciate you making this commitment, Fontaine. Shall we depart for Earthenshire then? A word before you go. Wukavu, what are you doing here? I spend my days correcting manners, and here I am, perpetrating the grave offense of delaying the third promise's departure. Please take up your axe, rend my flesh unto taco meat. Must your demands be so gruesome? Besides, I told you that kind of thing doesn't bother me. Alright then, I won't let it bother me either. What was all that about? I'd come to a city to purchase supplies when I spotted your entourage getting ready to leave. You seek the City of Gold, if I'm not mistaken. That's right, it's the final step of the rite of succession. If you know anything about the subject, I'd love to hear it. Then allow me to be of service. As you know, legends of the Golden City have been passed down in Tural for 1,000 years. Yet when it comes to describing the place itself, the stories do not always agree. Some portray it as one might expect, a glittering metropolis of golden towers. Others suggest it's more unassuming and owes the name to a fabulous treasure hidden at its heart. Every telling, however, has one common thread. Those who go in search of it never return. Well, that's kind of awkward because didn't Daddy say that he saw it and came back? The lesson to be learned from this third promise is that to seek the legend is to court death. I must implore you, proceed with the utmost care. That is all I wish to say. I shall pray for your safe journey. Thank you, Fukefu. What are we to make of these cautionary tales? If every expedition has ended in tragedy, how did the Dawn Servant find the city and return without incident? It seems the legend all originated with the Yokhui. Speaking with them remains our strongest lead, I feel. A lead we shall follow in time, but first let us see Fontaine safely into the Moblin's care. More boat trips. That moment where I reflexively went, wait, I have to cover out the chat bar. Oh yeah, I have my chat blocker. Meanwhile, in Cozumauca, it's raining.
Finding a willing artisan was even easier than expected. Many indeed are eager to curry favor with the resilient sun, especially if it means sharing the promise of new territories.
Those who prove useful will have all the land they desire.
Such generous words, yet the manner in which he speaks them. If neither wealth nor territory are of value, wherefore does he seek to bring the world to heel?
Step aside.
Remind me. There was no rule against poaching craftsmen from other claimants. Was there?
Do not be foolish, Bakujaja.
Foolish would be carrying on with these dull feats when all I need to win are the keystones. And besides, it's long past time I humble this arrogant one-head. The Dawn Servant may have sired you against all odds, but there is nothing blessed about your birth. Only a two-head is fit to rule. Only we are worthy. Draw your weapon! Face me in battle, and learn your place.
A moment, first promise. Leave him alive, if you would. I foresee a use for this nuisance.
Too scared to make the first move? Then allow me!
One punch.
But he's just a runt.
My thanks for your restraint.
I can kill him whenever I please.
Your part in this is far from over.
We're back and we've brought with us a willing potsworn. This is Fonjintain, a talented goldsmith who once worked at Estame's Aesthetics in Duldar. I think that is actually related to the goldsmith quest should you get the crafting done in A Realm Reborn. Wonderful, impressive, you are first to return, third promise. And with an artisan from across the salt no less, we welcome you and your unique skills to Earthenshire. Helphand will show you to the work pot. This is it then. I look forward to hearing you proclaimed Dawn Servant. Thank you, Fonjintain. I'll be sure not to disappoint you. So, do we wait for the others or do we just move on to the next zone by ourselves? You have met the requirements of the Feat of Pots. Ready Rock presents your keystone with joy smiles and well-wishing. That makes 3. Shh. More potsworn candidates. Come tell Ready Rock your tales. Another feat accomplished, another keystone acquired. Oh, you are doing well. I expected nothing less of Zorjar's esteemed siblings. Your cleverness in particular is most admirable, second promise. We must have you apply that Sharlayan knowledge you so cherish, and arm Tural with weapons of Magitech design. In your role as the new Dawn Servant's chief advisor, of course. The tools of war hold no interest for me. I only wish to improve our nation through practical innovations. Foreign powers will think twice about testing our strength once Tuliolo is known for its advanced technology. Just as the Gallian Empire was deterred from invading Sharlayan. That may well be true, but how long will it take for Tuliolo to progress into this advanced state? How many years? With a collective commitment to education and hard work, it should not take so very. Your way is too slow. Easier to expand our territory and swallow Sharlayan whole. Conquer other nations through force of arms and you're looking at a future of uprisings and bloodshed. Yours wouldn't be the first failed empire. Then we keep fighting, until the mounting costs convince them to lay down their weapons. Until all have grown tired of loss. How would such an outcome bring anyone joy? What you propose is a mockery of peace. Ready Rock is reminded of days long ago. In time before Tuliolo, there were no pot packs for the potsworn. It was normal to grab snatch artisans and force them to work for mobbies. Until the day Gulu Shasha arrived. The families of the Grabsnatch pleaded with him, and so he came to Earthenshire. Gobbies are not a war-make people. We feared death had come for us, but Gulu Jaja just wanted to talk. Be at ease, we are here to trade words, not blows. The gold work crafted in this village is superb. One can tell at a glance the quality of materials used, the mastery of technique employed. Yet it does not stir the heart. A goblet shaped by bound hands and broken spirit is devoid of luster. Compare that now to the works of a joyful artisan. She pours her very soul into her creations. They shine like the newly risen sun. Have you not seen this to be true? And so began the custom of good living. Happy potsworn make good works make mobbies happy. Gulu Jaja's words were wise. Joy smells did indeed bring fine craft and much jingly shine. So, the head of reason was behind the forging of pop packs. Yes, reason and clever think change mobby's way of life. The first promise tires of your talk of olden days. He would rather look to the future and the next feat. We should be getting on as well. Baku Jaja never did come back, did he? Do you have a moment, third promise? Rakurok would repay you for hand-helping with Kay. He brings a tale of the Golden City. Really, I'd love to hear it. The towers, the streets, all fashioned from gold. Everywhere you look, every splendor you can imagine. The young, the old, everyone in between, they live in golden happiness. A city of eternal bliss, forever perched above the clouds. Everything fashioned from gold, eh? Just imagine everyone living in golden happiness. Now that's a city I'd like to visit. Excuse me, Rakurok, where did you hear that particular tale? From our long-time Yokui friends. They live up in the mountains in Ukropacha. The giants again? Seems everything is pointing us their way. This feat, and everything leading up to it, has taught me so much about the Moblin way of life. I'll be sad to leave Earthenshire and your joy smiles behind. Right, we should go and see the giants next. Agreed, Golden Mysteries notwithstanding, their village is featured more prominently in the saga and is not to be ignored. The Urkopacha Highlands should be easy enough to reach from here. If we leave Earthenshire from the west, there's a road which leads up into the mountains. Let's find that first. Alright, Mount Roulette time. Oh, I can't say I was expecting to drive a reindeer. Looks like the trail is going to get steep from here on in. I hope everyone is ready for some climbing. Third promise! I'm glad I caught you. Ready Rock asked me to bring you back to the village. She says there's something she forgot to give you. Huh? Something other than the keystone? Yeah, an item of great importance, or so I was told. It shouldn't take long, so if you would please follow me. I wonder what this is all about. Well, no need for everyone to come. I'll be back in a little while. Alright, I guess we gotta wait. This is taking quite a while. Just keep waiting for now, I suppose. Perhaps there were some complications. Well, let us wait a little while longer. That man seemed familiar somehow, but I just can't place him. Knowing Wook she was probably eating sweets behind our backs and forgot to pay the shopkeeper or something equally careless. He had rather interesting hair for a hero, or should I say a Tonawata. In any case, it's strange I never noticed him while we were in Earthenshire. I'm eager to continue to the Highlands and meet a hot Yokui face to face. We've heard much of them, but I don't know what to expect. This is getting ridiculous. Did she get lost on her way back to find us? But how? There's only one road. I wouldn't underestimate Wooklam's sense of direction, or lack thereof. Fortunately, she has a link pearl. Let's see what's keeping her, shall we? She's not responding. Perhaps we should all return to Earthenshire. 'Twas Ready Rock who had business with her, yes? Back again so soon? We've come looking for Wook. Did you not send someone to fetch her? Ready Rock did not. Neither has she seen the third promise since you were last here. Then who was the man that came for her? Oh, I thought you'd already left. Where is Lama Chi? Is she not with you? I think she's been kidnapped by a strange bandit of some sort. You don't know where she is? How could you let this happen? Thou wouldst worry for thy sister is understandable, yet rather than assign blame, thine energies are better spent on locating her. I will help you search. This is not how I'd wish a fellow claimant to lose the contest, my sister least of all. In any case, dividing our forces will allow us to cover more ground. Ibuki and I should work together at least, the better to facilitate communications between our groups. Then the rest of us will split up. Report in should you find anything. We'll be on our way as well. Right, keep in touch. Come, we should begin our search. So, it's probably a really horrible thing for me to point out about now, but every time we've split up into different parties in the group, the main character has always gone with Wook-Lamart, except for this one time where it's physically impossible for her to be split up with you, so instead we're getting her brother. Koana is anxious to begin the search for Wook-Lamart. If Lamachi was returning to Earthenshire from the west, she should have passed through here. Except Reddy Rock swears she didn't see her. In which case it's possible that Lamachi never made it back to the village at all. The only way to be certain is to ask the sentry stationed at the opposite entrance. I don't know, I feel like sort of part of the problem with the Wook-Lamart is that you don't really get any break from her. She is always in every step of the main scenario. So if you don't like her, then it just exasperates it. Code, the third promise. Bobby has been standing at his post with diligent eye watchings. He has seen no claimants pass this way. What of a Tonawata with brightly coloured hair? Bobby knows something of this one. He hears tongue flap about a fellow peddler in many fires who was attacked by a crazy-haired bandit on the road. A bandit, you say? Thank you, you've been most helpful. My sister is clearly not here. Though I wish it were otherwise, we must consider the possibility that the Tonawatan messenger and the brigand described as a sentry are one and the same, and that Lamachi is in very real danger. Come, let us hurry to Many Fires. I'd like a word with this peddler should they still be around. Can we teleport to there? Yes, we actually can. Let's take the quick way. 100 gil is the easy price to pay. Was there something I could help you with? I'm told you were the victim of a bandit attack. Could you recount exactly what happened? My goodness, I thought I recognized you. I'll tell you everything I remember, Second Promise. It was that scoundrel Walkesa that who ambushed me. You know the name of your attacker? There's no mistaking that hair. All my peddler stories have stories of that notorious bandit leader and his predations. Walkesa and his gang will stoop to any load for the sake of a few pel. With no fresh quarry coming up the Brosington stairs, they've had to become more creative. Little wonder he went after Lamachi. He likely thinks to ransom her for a royal sum. I expect he'll soon make his demands, but I don't intend to wait. We'll find this villain first and deliver his deserved payment in person. What say you to a small deception? I will assume the role of a well-to-do merchant to lure Walkesa out of hiding. Then when he comes sniffing about, we catch the rat by the tail. You'd better not be putting me in weathered shepherd slops, that's all I can say. An excellent plan. I have just the right garments for your disguise, at a specially discounted price, of course. A brush with bandits hasn't dampened your mercantile spirit, I see. Very well. I accept your generous deal. Now we lay the bait. I will precede you into many fires to make my presence known. You follow on behind, boasting to those along the way how you paid me a hefty purse in exchange for a rare gemstone or some such. If Walkisa is as coin-hungry as they say, a recently enriched peddler should be an irresistible mark. We let him strike, then we spring our trap. Time to play our parts. Follow me. Koana leads the way. Learn about this quest objective in the duty list. Darn it, they're doing the cardinal sin of follower missions. We move faster than his top speed, but when we walk, we're slower than his walk speed. There, that Ixabral fellow. Show him how happy your imaginary deal with me has made you. Once you put on an appropriate display, we can continue to our next performance. A rare gemstone from a Hitsaru merchant, you say? I envy the profit he must have made from such a sale. Since the stairs were destroyed, I've not been able to peddle goods at my usual haunts. A good start, but I would make certain Walkisa is aware of me. Let's continue. That moblin over there looks amenable to conversation. The stage is yours, Ibuki. The Hitsaru sold you a sparkle stone for your collection. Well, that explains your giant joy smiles. Mobi is happy for your happiness. Mobi is also jealous of the merchant and all the jingly shine he must have made. That should be enough, but perhaps one last act to drive it home. Do you see that cheerful Pelu? Tell him the tale of your precious gemstone, and then we'll be done with this part of the charade. How nice to see a smiling face. Share to care the reason for it? I've heard nothing but mumblings and grumblings since that storm passed through. Right, we have to use the emote. We can't just talk to people. A passing peddler had the very gemstone you sought for your collection. That is a stroke of luck. I'll wager the merchant was just as pleased to fill his pockets with your grateful coin, eh? Well, I'm inspired to go and earn some pel of my own. Who knows? Maybe opportunity will find me even as it found you. Half an hour in, we might actually be able to get to the next dungeon. It depends, really. Ah, my most valued customer, the profit from that single purchase of yours should see me through the weeks of idle leisure. Travelling with such a fat purse and those sellswords is tempting fate, so I should make Earthenshire my last stop, then return forthwith to Tuliolao. Did you see? The rat has come for a nibble. You played your part to perfection, Ibuki. A woman of many talents, just as Thancred and Urianger described. I nearly called them Thurianger. That's probably the ship name. Now, let us lure out Walkisa and spring our trap. Koana wishes to execute the final stage of his plan. Let us execute the final stage of the plan. Bit redundant for a mission title, isn't it? I will set out towards Earthenshire alone and unarmed, the better to sell the act of a defenseless merchant. Assuming while Kisa is watching, he will likely wait for some quiet stretch of the road before accosting me. I'll be relying on you to follow closely behind, remaining hidden until the time comes to spring the trap on our bandit king. Just remember, we need him alive. I hear business has been good to you, Master Merchant. How about you share some of the profits? And by some, I mean every coin you have. Yeah, that gemstone collector. Oh, I see what this is. We've been tricked. Spit in your hand. Men, kill these V-drill. I'm gonna just run for my life. Slippery vermin. We'll have to interrogate his underlings instead. If you would be so kind, Ibuki, pray leave them capable of speech. Well, to be fair to them, they don't know about Ibuki being the slayer of gods. I was hoping to talk with your boss, but I suppose you three will have to do. Wait, that's the second promise. What do you want with us? Think I'm scared of a fancy title? I'll take your royal ears as a trophy, as soon as I get free of these ropes. I know your gang is behind my sister's abduction. Tell me where she is. Eat a pack of shit, salt lover. You'll get no answers from us. That's right, we don't serve you. Do not play games with me. Where is Wuklamat? I am fast losing patience. Talk now or die. The choice is yours. We were hired to nab the third promise. That's all. We don't know where they took her. Hired by whom? We weren't told that either. Only Kisa knows. He's the one who took the job. Well, it would seem we need their leader after all. Once I've arranged for the Landsguard to take custody of these criminals, I'll call on Thancred and his tracking skills. but perhaps you could pursue Walkisa in the meantime? The bandit was running in an easterly direction. Should you locate him? I suggest you shadow him rather than force a confrontation. He might lead us to where Lamachi is being held. Oh boy, stealth sections, the thing that nobody wanted added to this game. I think I have failed this one once or twice. It's usually a case of, wait, I wasn't expecting him to turn around at that point. Certain duties require you to follow an NPC without being seen. Should you be detected, you return to the starting point. The indicator shows you risk being seen should they turn around. The indicator shows you risk being seen if you get too close. So he's over there. Can't believe I didn't see it. I knew that woman looked familiar. This job's more trouble than it's worth. There we go. What was that? You usually get a small warning, but if you aren't already in cover, then it's not going to be much of a warning. I generally have a pretty good chance of guessing when they're going to turn around because there's going to be some cover nearby. Yep, if they stop, then assume they're going to turn. This was meant to be easy. I think it's these rocks. What was that? They're doing a lot more fake outs this time though. And by fake outs I mean rock cover that he just strolls straight past. Yep, he nearly got me there. Damn nerves. Yep, he's turning here. Should be safe enough for now. He said to meet him in front of the hideout. Where's that damn Hobie go? And then cross over to over here. Duty complete. Finally! My money! Give it to me now! The Landsguard might be hunting us already! Calm yourself. We had our own troubles finding a suitable hideaway. Alright. We're finished. Take your prize. Leave me out of the rest. Such hostility. You were hurting the coin, and I offered you gainful employment out of the kindness of my heart. Kindness? You brought a blackened tempest upon us! One look and I could tell that woman was a killer, a butcher, or sold a devil in the flesh. Oh, spare me your fearful bleating. Go on, scamper away now before that scary mercenary comes to claim your head. Oh hey, he's talking about me. Koana told me the news. You found the abductor then? What's the situation? And you think the bandits were hired by this Hubigo? Alright, new strategy. Forget Walkisa. Stay on the Mamuja's tail. We don't want to endanger the third promise, so keep your distance until we're certain we have her. They have her. I'll catch up to you as soon as I'm able. So I guess this is a checkpoint. Oh dear, this is not a narrow enough tree. The upside is that if you line it up just right, you can approach from a distance because the obstacle is blocking their view. So you've got a good distance to travel. Now this guy is just walking along casually. I spoke too soon. Someone get that bot. I need to focus on the stealth. One last precaution, just in case. This manatee, it basically gets, for a harnessed manatee, it sure spends a lot of time in the story not being harnessed, which I suppose is good for the manatee, but not good for the people who need that boat working.
Better late than never.
You could have shown up just a few seconds earlier.
That Mamulja. He's the one who kidnapped Wuk Lamart. So we're still unsure. If we can follow him a bit longer, confirm his connection to the abductors. That will complicate matters.
Confound it!
If I set out now, I can trail them along the riverbank.
Do it!
Even if it costs you the contest.
What worth is the throne if I lose my sister to win it?
He does know
Very
what's
well
important.
I'll send word when I locate her. Till then, I suggest you save your strength. A rescue attempt could turn ugly.
That Hubigo just now. I swear I've seen him with Bakul Jaja. Knowing the way that monster works, he probably hired bandits to kidnap her so we could steal her keystones. But even alone, my sister is more than a match for a gang of untrained ruffians. She must have been ambushed or deceived. Gah! I should have been there! If those bastards have hurt her!
Be patient. Trust in Thancred.
I do trust him, but... Forgive me. Snapping at you won't get my sister back. I'm afraid I've always been like this when it comes to Lamachi. The thought of her being in danger sends me into a panic. But isn't that how families should be? These days, Turali Mikote live however they please. But the clanning to which I was born kept to the nomadic traditions of our ancestors. They herded their own neck across the plains, always moving with the seasons. During one such migration, my birth parents left me behind. A child. All alone. Without a single word of explanation. A chance encounter with a kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a stallkeeper in Tuliyolal's market. And that is where the Dawn servant found and adopted me. I had already been in the palace some time when Lamachi came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. So, as you might now understand, I will stop at nothing to rescue her. While we await word from Thancred, I suggest we prepare ourselves to travel downriver. You have a boat, yes?
Yeah, they kind of cut our mount loose.
Why release the Ponity if not to delay pursuit? If we were unsure of their guilt before, then this surely proves it. Before we act, however, let us regroup with your comrades. Would you mind making the call?
Understood. We'll meet you at many fires.
Yeah, we're probably not going to be able to tackle the dungeon today, but we can at least end the stream at the front gates and then spend the rest of the stream until I feel like I've done enough work. We can go hunt down ether current stuff. I may have put rescuing Lamachi ahead of my own progress. But do not take that to mean I've given up on the contest. You understand how important she is to me. Yet regardless of how close we were, I would have made the same choice. After all, if I am incapable of saving my sister while also winning the throne, I am not fit to inherit our father's heavy mantle. Kawana wishes you to gather your companions for the upcoming rescue mission. We need to gather our forces. Okay, I remember the thought that I had earlier. I think the start to A Brother's Duty is that I thought, this is basically that one scene of Portal. This is the part where he kills us, because both his first words and the description of the mission were, Kawana wishes to execute the next step of the plan. First, allow me to brief everyone present on our present situation. Zub, 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 blah, 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 etc., etc. Thus, at the very least, we believe this Hubigo knows where Lamachi has been taken. Thancred is shadowing their boat even as we speak, and I should like to join him with all haste. Unfortunately, our quarry has had the foresight to release your punity from its harness, leaving us without a means to give pursuit. Erenville, as an expert on wildlife, what are our chances of recapturing the beast? With the right mix of feed, it can be done. I should like an extra hand to help scatter it about, however. Would you accompany him, Ibuki? Who else would you do it with? Meanwhile, the rest of us should work on getting the harness repaired. It appears to have been damaged when the punity was let loose. With all the peddlers in camp, we should have little trouble purchasing replacement materials. As for any necessary metalwork, Earthenshire's artisans are but a short work away. Then let us divide the tasks and have at it. Not that we need to hear how they're dividing up, we just need to know that we're going with Erenville. There was an unusually aggressive herd of wild punities downriver, so our girl will have fled in the opposite direction. Come, we'll try the waters upriver. Alright, that was the herd that was in the dungeon boss. The first boss of the dungeon. The one that ate half the jungle with his inhale attack. This is the exact same coloured bird that I got last time. Maybe I should do some off-screen grinding. Assuming our punity has come this way, she'll be hiding in the depths of Marsh Ligaka. We'll need to lure her back to the shallows with the promise of food. Wild punities often eat mainly aquatic grasses and plants, but the tame ones are often fed vegetable scraps. Knowing this, I added leftovers to the feed I prepared. This should help the mixture stand out against the marsh's natural scents. Ligaka is crawling with predators, however, so I'll leave you to scatter feed deeper in. I'll be waiting for you near the shallows with the rest of our punity's enticing feast. Right, you've got to send someone in who can actually fight back if we happen to lure in a terrifying monster. Alright, this one's the sea dragon. How many mounts do I have? I only have one page worth of mounts, huh? Yeah, I really should have Ibuki just do some grinding in the thing to get the horses, maybe the birds as well. But that's more time that I can't spend on editing videos or recording videos. It's hard to keep up with Dawntrail alone, honestly. And I also have to record some new Leia Princess videos because I have caught up with my backlog on that. And then I picked up new books from the library. I bought Mario Party from EB Games. Oh man, I've got so much relaxing to do. You scatter Aaronville's punity feed across the shore. Well, I guess I do at least have one horse. What is the water of cleansing even supposed to be for? You scatter Aaronville's punity feed along the water's edge. I guess there aren't any order bat. Oh! That is an A rank hunt. I don't want to get close to that. All set. I've just finished laying out the last of the bait. Step back out of sight and leave the rest to me. Here she is. Shh, there's nothing to be afraid of. We just need your help one last time. You're hungry, I wager. Come on, come with me. I'll give Aaronville this. He has all the perfect skills that we need for this party, because this is the one thing that Ibuki absolutely wouldn't be able to do. You can take up gathering, crafting, every disciple of magic and war, but you'll never be very good with animals. Yes, there's a good girl. Although that's apparently going to change this expansion because they're going to introduce Beastmaster. And Beastmaster is another limited job because screw you. We'll be fine here, I think. I'll give her a few more treats then lead her over to the boat. You can let Guana know we have our punity back. Being a tracker and collector of rare valuables is just very handy. Should we just teleport there? Yeah, teleport. Alright, we have 1 hour. We've got quite a bit of cutscene, and then the dungeon. Aaronville has the punity in hands then? Good, I expected nothing less from a certified gleaner. Have I told you about how great Charlian is? As for the harness, we were able to purchase all the parts we need. The Levier twins are over in Northamptonshire right now having the port sworn make the repairs. I'm told it shouldn't take long. We'll be ready to embark on our rescue mission as soon as we hear from Thancred. Thancred must know something by now. You found her! Understood, thank you. I had to but invoke his name. Thancred followed the Hubigo's boat to its destination and confirmed they are indeed holding my sister captive. They, of course, being Bakul Jaja and his minions. I swear I will make them regret this. Lamachi is in Richleaf Tunnels. The moment the harness is repaired, we strap in the punity and make our way back down to Ikumatau. And cutscene.
Thancred.
The third promise is up ahead. She's unharmed, but we best not dally.
on these pathetic feats. Far more satisfying to claim the baubles by force.
Give it back! Fosunten poured his everything into that stone. You've no right to touch it.
Oh, was that the name of your artisan? How could you allow something so precious to be stolen?
You thieving cheat! You're no true claimant!
What does that make the foolish kitty who fell into my trap? If pitiful roars were all it took to claim the throne, you'd be first in line.
Now, brother. You shouldn't tease her. Look, the poor thing's on the verge of tears. Meow. Someone save me. Who did that?
His scales are as thick as his skulls.
Coward! You dare ambush me?
'Tis the blessed sibling's favorite tactic.
That useless Buddha was sycophant. He was supposed to keep the lackeys running in circles.
Oh, you must tell me all about that.
Careful now. You wouldn't want to hit her hostage.
That one's not to be underestimated.
They can do nothing while we have.
Gunbreaker combo attack.
Impeccable timing.
Amachi, are you all right?
He might... Yeah. There's definitely a size difference here that didn't make that a pleasant catch.
Aye, thanks to you.
These weaklings think they can defy us? We'll slaughter the lot of them!
Patience, brother. The keystone is ours. There is no need to fight this day. And Zoralja has left us hurting.
No! I won't stop until I gut these maggots and feed them their entrails!
If we fall here, we fail our siblings for nothing. Is that what you want?
No, brother. Break off! We retreat!
Wait! Damn you, Bakwaljaja!
Do we give chase?
We head back. Amachi is safe. And that is what matters.
He's going to be feeling that for a while. Look on the bright side. You have Urionje. I'm sure he can heal you. I'm glad to see you unharmed, Lamachi. Thanks again for coming to my rescue, Kowana. And all of you too. Bako Jar Jar must be desperate indeed to resort to such aggressive tactics. I shouldn't have been so careless. I underestimated him and it cost me a keystone. Fonjintain upended his life so that I could accomplish the Moblin's feat. He believed in me, believed in my cause, and I've let him down. The contest isn't over yet. You're right, it's not over till it's over. The next time I meet that brute, I'll knock him straight on his scaly behind and take back my keystone. Speaking of vengeance, didn't Bako Jar Jar curse some useless Bunua sycophant when he caught sight of us? A reference to Sariel Jah, I would assume. He's devoted to our brother, and is the only Bunua I know of participating in the rite of succession. If Zoro Jah was somehow involved in this... I will never forgive him for putting our sister in danger. He will have fought it as his right to be called a brother. Aren't you supposed to be the calm-headed one? Bako Jar Jar should face punishment, of course, but so must the bandits who had the temerity to abduct Lamachi. I shall request that Father send a contingent of Lance Guard to enforce new law in this region. I agreed that measures might need be taken to keep travelers safe. But I wonder what pushed these people toward a life of banditry in the first place. If we dig deeper, we might find a way to improve things for everyone. Tis something to think about. For now, however, the rite continues. I thank you all for your help. We should be moving on as well. Are you fit to travel, Wuglumart? You bet I am. Zoljar's gained a good head start. It's time we clawed back some lost ground. I'm really sorry this happened. From now on, I won't let my guard down around suspicious strangers. And again, I do appreciate you all coming to save me. So, if we'd have been more diligent about getting Aether Currents, we'd have been able to fly by now. We haven't, so we can't. Wuklama has her sights set on the Yokui village. The road beckons, friends. Let's be on our way to the Yokui. Then it's back to where the path through the mountains begins. You remember the spot where you were tricked into walking off with Walkisa? Just going to rub my face in it like that, eh? I wonder if he's raising my hackles on purpose, though. You know, trying to keep my anger directed at him instead of myself. Either way, we can't be standing around here all day. We have a lot of lost time to make up for. Alright. Yep, teleport all the way to here. It's too bad we don't have a golden alpaca, otherwise we could have taken a shortcut. couldn't leave without letting Ready Rock know what happened, so I stopped in Earthenshire to say a few words before moving on. And now Erinville's nowhere to be seen. Couldn't he wait a few more moments? So much for giving him the benefit of the doubt. Come on, let's catch up. I want to give that smug Gleaner a piece of my mind. I worried Wuklamart would agonize over the loss of her keystone, but it seems I had nothing to be concerned about. Onwards and upwards then. It's handy to be able to vanish into thin air and reapparate wherever you need to be. As I'm sure you've noticed, the air grows thin at this elevation. Take it slow until your body adjusts. Deep breaths, drink plenty of water. Thanks for the rehydrate check, Erinville. A few more steps and we'll be in Wallar's Echo. Speak with Erinville at 10,000 steps. Oh hey, it's someone I need to kill. I need another. Welcome if it's an alpaca, you blah 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 blah. Whoa. I just like talking to them so I have the option to use them. Whew, I think I'm getting used to the air up here. So this is the place from the Lay of Proof, where Papa met with the Yokui. Ah, that must be them. I don't think I've ever actually seen one outside of a picture. So it is for most of Turali. The giants rarely visit the lowlands. Here in the mountain fastness, they tend to solemn the duty that they pledge to undertake in their pact with the Dawn Servant. To watch over the Turau Vidrau, Valley Armanda, and maintain its prison within their temple. Ah yes, Wuklamart told us about the Turau Vidrau, creatures that live far from longer than normal and awaken to strange powers. Indeed, yet even among those anomalies, Valley Armanda is unrivaled in strength. It has endured for centuries, bringing catastrophe each time it emerges from its lair. As you learned in the Lay of Ice, it was Gulu Jaja who at last managed to imprison the beast. It has lain dormant in the temple ever since. It's said that the building still bears a gaping hole in its ceiling from when Valley Armanda was lured inside by Gulu Jaja's final ploy. I'd like to see this strongest of all Turau Vidrau. I wonder what it was like to fight it! Wallar's Echo was where both the Lay of Proof and the Lay of Ice took place. Does this not suggest we'll be facing 2 defeats this time? That's a question we can ask the Elector once we find him. Maybe we should flesh out Baku Jaja first so I can beat my keystone out of him. Identifying the Dawn Servant Selector should be our priority. Let's find that thieving cheat! Right, now where to start looking? Perhaps the feats should take precedence while we're here. I'm sure there'll be other opportunities to confront Baku Jaja. I suppose we do still have 4 keystones to earn, and no matter what we do, the contest will pit us against him sooner or later. Ibuki, stop enabling her. Alright, let's seek out the Elector. Then I suggest we pay a visit to Kazuya the Gracious, or so their temple is called. The Moblins told me that High Luminary Grifurler is to be found there. If we are to ask someone for information, he seems a wise choice. Alright, so mild spoilers here, but this isn't the last we're going to see of Valkisa, but it is in the main scenario. However, once we beat to the main story, we can go do the daily tribal quests in that region, and they will bring us, we will interact with him there. So, don't know whether that's a thing I'll be able to cover on stream or not, but just know that's not the end of him. Or his bandit buddies. Let's see if I can convince the guards to let us through. I'm Wuklumat, third promise of Tuliolo. I seek your elector for the right of succession. May I speak with Gerfurla? The High Luminary has granted admittance to the claimants. You may enter. Huh, that was easier than expected. In we go then. Gods, is that? Aye, Valeramanda. I want to fight it! Can we let it out just briefly? I want to beat it up! Welcome. High Luminary Gerfurler? He is not here at present. I am Luminary Zermurwer. This is the Sky Ruin, Valeramanda? I want to fight it! It is. The Tural Vidral whose name has evoked terror since time immemorial. I still want to fight it! Even my people, once conquerors of all beneath the sun, were as brittle leaves before Valeramanda's tempestuous power. When the Sky Ruin descended upon Urukopacha 8 decades ago, the casualties were staggering. Had Gulu Jaja and his companions not intervened, we have been slaughtered to the last. Their titanic battle with Valeramanda raged for 10 days and 10 nights. As their foe fought on, tireless and relentless, our heroes were pushed to beyond the limits of their endurance. Thus did the Head of Reason concoct a desperate plan. Gulu Jaja tricked the Sky Ruin into losing control of its own ice magics, causing the unwitting Tural Vidral to encase itself in frozen ether. You're not doing a good job of making me want to fight it any less. It's been like that ever since. Nice work, Papa. But what happens if the ice ever melts? The same question looms large in our minds, for the magic sustaining this prison grow weaker with each passing year. Valeramanda commands the powers of fire and lightning and ice. Some believe that the violence of the recent storm was the result of those energies slipping free. That raging tempest from Valeramanda? It uses black mage magic then. Setting aside future worries, you are come to attempt the feat of proof, yes? The High Luminary, chosen elector of the Dawn Servant, has left me with instructions for all aspiring claimants. You are to scour our forbidding mountains and find the waiting Gerfurler. That is to be your challenge. Someone's starting up a lawnmower, sorry. Ah, so the search itself is the feat. You've already spoken with my brothers, I take it? I have. Their expeditions are underway. Then we better pick up the pace. Aye, but we'll need a direction to search in first. Let's see what hints we can gather from the villages. Okay, yeah. I didn't exactly remember how long it is, but climbing that mountain is going to be the dungeon. And given that we're on 1 hour 30 in stream time, we're not going to be able to clear that with a lot of doing around, unfortunately. So yeah, we're just going to work until we get the dungeon actually unlocked, and then we can start the next stream on that. Gods! Valeramanda is enormous. I know Papa had friends with him, but it's incredible he could hold his own against that thing. I want to fight it! Should this prison ever fail, though, we can't expect the old guard to come running. It'll be up to us to save the day. Alphino would share his strategy for information gathering. As we've just been informed, the feat of proof requires us to seek the High Luminary Gurfurler somewhere upon these mountains. However, if earlier feats are any indication, we must assume the challenge precludes the Yokui from answering our questions in a straightforward manner. Thus, I would ask you pay close attention while attempting to divine Gurfurler's whereabouts. Though the giants may not give us a precise location, there may be clues hidden within their words. Such is my theory anyway. Let us see what we can discover. New minion time. Oh, also, this is the same region that we had the trading side quest in. It's just that we're on the other side of the mountain face now. The High Luminary? No, I've not seen him today. Now let me ask you a question. That Ixbaral who came out of the temple earlier, was that really the third promise? She seems rather unimposing. How's she supposed to succeed the mighty Gulu Jaja? Well, that's rude. Oh man, look at those mugs are bigger than Ibuki's head. And almost as big as you, Kryle. From what I've seen of them so far, the Yokui seem a gentle and reserved people. Yeah, they seem that way, don't they? But appearances can be deceiving. Asking after the High Luminary as well, are you? I know not where to find him, but I do hope you have the opportunity to speak together. He's a great man with a deep reverence for our traditions. These glyphs we carve, for one, he affords them as much value as any treasure we possess. They are records of our lives lived. Your arrival too I will etch into the stone, that the story of our meeting may endure for untold turnings of the sun. If you're curious about our ways, then I bid you visit Proof to the northwest of here. It is one of our grave sites. Tuliola, no, you are further away. You are from further away than that, I think. As for the High Luminary, I can only guess where he might be. He is warder of the Sky Ruin, but also keeper of the sepulchres. His duties often take him outside the village. Incidentally, this is also where the crafting tribal quests will be held. Oh hey, we have a road sparrow now. First things first, was anyone able to coax forth a definite location for the High Luminary? As expected, what then of clues or other hints that might point us in the right direction? I heard that in addition to his usual duties, Gerfurler was also charged with keeping the graves. As did I. The Yoqui's sepulchres appear to hold great significance in their culture. But would it be appropriate for us outsiders to enter into their burial grounds? Proof, you say, and he encouraged you to visit this place yourself. Then let's go take a look. Even if we don't find Gerfurler there, it will give us a chance to learn more about the Yoqui. The gravesite is somewhat northwest of here. Well, we can leave from that side of the village for a start, shall we? I feel like I really should be doing some daily crafting tasks for these guys. Maybe I could mix that into a stream somehow, but then it would be spoilers for how the rest of Dawntrail goes, because I think you only unlock the tribal quests after beating the main story. The others have gone on ahead to the proof, following the trail west. There are sharp drops everywhere, so we're all moving at our own pace. Some of us are not built for craggy terrain. I thought to get my bearings from up here first so I don't stumble off a cliff. Why don't you try catching up to Aaronville? He should be able to point you in the right direction. This mount feels mildly Stormhawks like the skimmers that they rode in that show. And I see there's a Dark Knight and a Sage over there taking on a Fate. It's not quite mountain climbing, but these steep slopes are exhausting enough. It's the elk again. Take a look at this crater. There is no wood, no trees, not even dried grass, and yet the ground still burns. This must be one of the scars left by Valia Amanda's rampage as told by the saga. The Skyrune's fires are described as eternal, flames that can be quenched by neither storm nor time, and here I thought it a literary embellishment. But now I've lost sight of Wuklamat. Proof is northwest along the main road, so hopefully she's still heading the right way. Oh yeah, we are definitely not getting to start the dungeon today. You have to wonder what Midgard's Home thinks about us summoning him for these long walks. Ether current. Oh man, the Quirrell. It's been a while since I've seen that one. Okay, Wuklamart wins again. Looks like everyone is here now, so... Greetings, friend. Are you Gerfurler? No. No, I am not. The High Luminary did, however, task me with providing a lesson on sepulchres to those who came in search of him. Oh, so we were meant to find our way here after all. Are you to tell us who is buried here? No one is buried here in the sense you mean. When a body has served its purpose, we consign it to the flames, then scatter its ashes across the peaks. Moreover, we do not conceive of death as others do. For us, a person does not die when their heart ceases to beat, but only when they are no longer born in the hearts of all those who know them. This is why we build our sepulchres before age or mishap claims us, that we might etch ourselves into living chronicle for all eternity. This grave belongs to a good friend. His mortal vessel ended its journey some years ago, but he lives within me even now. Up there stands my own sepulchre. As long as it exists, so too will I. I will endure in the hearts of those who read my grave glyphs, the same manner my friend does in mine. Has it always been thus for your people? This conception of existence and death? Continue along this path to the indelible passage. Behold the history upon its walls. You may find the answers to your questions. Then that's what we'll do. Your traditions are fascinating. I'd love to know more. It's weird how my voice for Wuklamart has just become the Zelda/Emily voice. I thank you for allowing me to share them, for in doing so will I remain in your hearts as well. This is definitely a story that's interesting to see twice. Because there's a lot of moments here and there where you go, oh. Although for me, not audibly because, I don't want to give things away. There was one of those moments in the previous episode, and if I can ever figure out how to get shorts working, then I am going to be using that. Previous stream, not episode. Okay, we're almost there, but also 18 minutes on my usual stream time. I've been waiting for you. Hello, a fellow we met at Proof suggested that we come here. Yes, the High Luminary commanded that I watch for your arrival. As the chroniclers of our people, it has ever been my family's duty to pass on the teachings of the murals from generation to generation. This is Shadowbringers all over again. They really are magnificent, and together they tell the tale of your people's history. They are the events which shaped us. I would share them with you ere you continue on your way. Please do, we would love to hear all about it. Then I will begin. The first mural depicts a time more than 1100 years ago, an age of great prosperity for the Yokwi. Blessed with size and strength unmatched by our other peoples, our ancestors marched forth and brought much of Yok-Tural under their dominion. Then, when all before them had been conquered, they turned their gaze northwards, seeking to expand their territory and power. Here we see the expedition to Yazak-Tural. Unable to cross the strait by ship, our forefathers set to building a bridge to the northern lands, a grand labour which consumed the greater part of a century. Zorko the Boundless. We still make use of that bridge until we are for travel. I can't imagine the patience and dedication it took to complete that a work of that scale. But I've never heard anything of Yokhui living in Zakturao. What happened to the ones who went north? Look upon this next mural and behold the answer. The scene suggests that many giants perished all at once. What manner of enemy could have repelled their invasion? A foe unnamed and unseen. When the expedition pushed forth into Zaktural those 1,000 years ago, its soldiers were felled by disease. Some terrible illness? No virulent plague or newly arisen blight. From the local Tonawata and Chitona, it was but a mild affliction that comes of sort with the turning of the seasons. What manifested for them as slight fevers and coughs, however, proved deadly to our people. Out of every 10 Yokhui who joined that northern campaign, 9 suffered the infection. Those who survived continued to suffer, finding it difficult to sire offspring. I've heard of this before. Lacking an inherited resistance, visitors to distant lands can fall deathly ill to diseases the local might shrug off. These events might also have given rise to the practice of cremation, rather than the burial of mortal remains. This final mural depicts the return of our grieving brethren to Yorukupacha. The reason they first left, why they had fought for so long and pushed so far, was to ensure peace for our homeland. This undertaking began in ancient times, when our forebears learned they shared the continent with people unlike us in appearance or custom. They feared invasion was inevitable. Rather than meekly await their fate, they decided to strike the first blow. Yet as they fought on, the old idea of peace drifted further and further away. Only after the disaster in Zaktural and their withdrawal to the mountains did they come to understand. The peace we had envisioned had been ours for the taking all along. It was here in the place which birthed us, here in the stones upon which we recorded our days, here in this tranquil life we have traded for conquest and for conflict. When you do nothing but fight, it can blind you to what's right before your eyes. And so we return to the present. I trust you found this brief history of our people enlightening. I'm always happy to learn more about our fellow Turali, how you've lived until now, and how you wish to live from now on. Then I believe you are ready to proceed. The High Luminary bids you meet him upon the summit of Wokozomor. I had a feeling we'd end up scaling that big mountain. Well, it's a feat worthy of the name. Follow the trail south of here to begin your ascent, but be wary. Beyond the entryway, the mountainside is home to ferocious beasts, both mundane and otherwise. We'll keep that in mind. Thank you for the warning and the lesson. Finally, we know where we're going. To the top of Wokozomor. So we turn around and go back the way we came. Go figure. Remember that time when we were almost killed by a Minotaur? Good times, good times. It's still weird to me that they thought that an expansion without Grahatia and Ishtola would have ended well. They're the popular, sexy ones. This thin mountain air is going to be the death of me. Well, how long have you been standing there? I was just taking in the scenery, is all. Come on, we don't want to fall too far behind Arfano and the others. I might actually need to put a bit more work into unlocking ether currents though. Maybe a short stream dedicated to showing me getting all those. It probably wouldn't have any audience, but I could have posted on YouTube later. You remember how the chronicler was saying the more they fought, the further away they moved from their idea of peace? It occurs to me that if Zorozha is attempting the feat of proof, he will have heard that same lesson. I can only hope that it's made him consider his own stance on educating people through war. Wuklama gazes up at the summit of Woko Zamor. This feels like a voiced cutscene to me.
Gods, that is one tall mountain. And we're supposed to climb it?
I'd rather go back and fight Valeramanda.
Farther. Gomar. Tuliorlu. Korogar.
He's speaking the old Yokhui tongue. The words are difficult to catch.
Though your words are crude and cumbersome, I use them for your benefit. You are a claimant in this right of succession.
That's right.
Then, if you die, Tuliola loses a potential ruler.
That's a dark thing to say, friend. I get the feeling you don't share the opinions of the other Yokhui we've met.
We do not grovel before Gulul, Jar Jar, like those shameless lapdogs. My brethren and I are conquerors, and we will restore our people to their rightful place as Tural's overlords.
The Giants have their own factions too, it seems.
There's always one group of tribes that are just hostile on sight, aren't there?
You think your kin weak for showing deference to my father, but they do not follow the man. It is his peace they respect, a peace they always wanted, which they realized could be had right here.
She just learned this lesson. She has to make sure everyone else knows she learned it too.
Justifications of the craven. They turn their gaze from our ancestors, from the dream we kept alive for 1,000 years and more. They are unworthy of bearing our legacy. I will reclaim the glory of our people. And our ascension begins with the death of the third promise.
Stop! I don't want to fight you.
Then die on your knees.
And random monster attack, because why not?
on us, do you? Get down here. Your neck will be the first I snap this day.
That's right.
Why do you help us?
I didn't put much thought into it. My legs were moving before I knew what was happening. I suppose I feared you'd die before we had the chance to get to know each other. Before I could learn more about you.
To what end?
Oh, that's simple. If we're to share the land, it's the best way for us to become friends. How is he?
He'll live. Not quite ready to walk under his own strength, however.
If you could stay and tend to him, the rest of us will continue on to Wokozormo.
Understood. Be careful up there.
This changes nothing. We will not forsake our conquest.
As you like. You want to kill me, you're welcome to try. But right now, you might want to worry about your comrade.
On a mountain of that size, there are bound to be creatures even I've never heard of. I'll trust you to lead the way.
Then we climb. Grifurlor is waiting.
Quest accepted after all that nonsense. Wokzormor now accessible. So yeah, next time I guess we go charging straight in here. We definitely don't have... I feel like for dungeons I need to set aside about an hour because they are going to take quite some time to beat. It just feels faster in the moment. So, yeah, I guess... We're quite a distance from... No. Actually, I can just use duty support to access it whenever I want. So I can actually go rest up, maybe do some extra questing on my own time. We'll see what happens. But, yeah. This is a good place to call the episode. Or stream. As I've said before, I am no fighter. I'll follow from a distance and keep well out of your way. That bird must roost somewhere on the mountain. We'll need to be wary of the skies as well. We'll be seeing you soon, Grifurlor. While I didn't mind guarding Erenville on the river, I look forward to swinging a blade on the front lines this time. I will tend to this one's wounds, go on ahead with the others. I set out to kill Tuliolo's favorite daughter this day. To be aided by her instead was unexpected. I will not harm you or yours until this debt is repaid. So, I guess that's it then. Until next time, guys. Take care. I'll see you all around.